Hello.
Well, they're still seeing the countdown right now. I think. I do believe, yeah. See, it's still 10, 9, 8,
Hello.
7. See, we're live, but they're not. You know this thing, now we're live and counting.
Hello.
Well, hello, everybody. I am here with Clyde.
Hello.
Clyde's going to be driving our bus. Surprise, Royal Apple.
We haven't got the papers yet, so
This is our bus driver.
I'm waiting for that phone call from Tom Holman.
You're waiting for your phone call from Tom Holman?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to just get the bus going anyway.
Okay. We'll be on.
And surprise, yes, Royal Apple. Hello, welcome. And the other surprise is all natural.
Right. Because you know what? I don't have to hide anymore because our rightful president is in office and gives us freedom of speech. So I don't have to hide anymore, and I don't have to be afraid that somebody's going to recognize me and hit me with a golf cart or a car or a club or
You can walk through the store with your head up.
That's right. I can walk through the store with my head up. Thank you, Royal Apple.
And we can talk. Thank you. And we can talk all we want about the president.
Yes, we can. We can talk about everything. And this is our bus driver, Clyde, and he's going to be driving our bus, the deportation bus, on Tuesdays.
Starts tomorrow.
Yep, and he's going to bring all kinds of deportation news for us.
Oh, I don't know about that. Line them up.
Lining them up. Move them out.
Take them down to the border.
Move them on out.
Tell me where you want me to take them, and we're going to take them.
We're going to take them and we're going to...
Right back to Mexico.
That's right. So I guess we're going to talk about the inauguration. So take out
that cut out.
That's right. Take out the trash. Look.
Who's taking out the trash?
You're driving the bus to take out the trash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't wait. They've already shut down that CBP lab app or something. And
and they shut the border down too.
Whoever was on that list that was waiting have been just canceled off it.
Right.
So no.
Right. The borders have been closed.
Yep. At 1 o'clock this afternoon.
No more. Just 1 o'clock this afternoon.
I don't know what's going to happen with the J6ers.
The J6ers are supposed to be released.
He just pardoned them.
All the J6ers?
Yeah. So they should be released tonight.
Oh, come on,
that's what he said. He said they should be released tonight. But you know how jails work. They won't let them out till tomorrow.
No, because some of them are probably in bad shape.
Well, some of them need a ride home, so they got to.
So they're going to keep them overnight.
But he had told, I guess, somebody that be ready come the 20th. Because have somebody there to get you out.
Because they were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're leaving tonight.
That's what he said. He said they were supposed to get out tonight.
Yay! That's our president. That's the rightful president. That's right. The one that's going to get our people out. He's signed all of those orders. No more taxes for tips. No more taxes on tips. The federal workers now have to go back to work. Yeah.
Go to the office or go home.
That's right. No more staying at home. You're going to move up just a little bit because you're starting to do the blend.
I can't go any further up because your chair's in the way.
Okay, well, I'll move my chair out of the way.
And then I got 2 puppies here.
Well, I can't help about that, but you're just like...
Am I there better?
Yeah.
Am I there better? More better?
So, we've got... What other executive order did he sign? Freedom of speech. We're allowed to say anything we want to when we want to, that no one's going to say anything.
We've always had that. It's just
but now it's really serious because
it shouldn't
He's
even
got a whole lot more to sign. They said he's got 201.
that's what I heard.
he
There's
just
about
signed
10.
30 over there, so he's gonna have hand cramps before this day's over.
And he took his pen and threw it into the audience instead of
Mhm.
giving it to the people.
He gave it to the people and
Look
not
at
the. But
you keep appearing and
We see hands.
it's like
Hands moving like this.
I'm sorry. Yeah, see, now your head's moved to spring. Boom. You're
Gone.
gone. So where am I going?
you're going into the green screen.
Okay.
You're going into the
Always when I
abyss.
turn my head, that's what it's doing.
You're going into the
Okay.
abyss.
I was watching TV. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was
quit
looking-
watching TV.
I was looking to see what other stuff was coming on.
Okay,
Oh,
so
he's getting changed into a tux. He's got 3 inaugural balls to go to.
He's got to go sign executive orders.
he's got his well, and one of them is doesn't he's going to start drilling immediately.
Drill, baby, drill.
That's right.
That one that Biden signed that locked up so many thousands of miles of
Yeah.
federal land from shoreland.
Right.
It's got to go through Congress for him to undo that because it was actually a law.
He undid 78 of Biden's laws and executive orders today.
Mhm.
Well, and then you can't drill off of offshore drilling. Yeah, that's gone now. That's gone.
I want to see the Gulf of America.
Yep, the name is changing to the Gulf of America.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Hear that?
That's what he
yep,
wants.
that's what he wants, is change it to the Gulf of America. Well, actually, when you really get to thinking about it, we've got more land in the Gulf than
Yeah,
than Mexico.
that's true.
I guess you could split it up and have the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, they got the Bay of Campeche already.
So, but right, so they can just have the Bay of Campeche, right?
Mhm.
Okay, we'll just give them the Bay of Campeche, and then we'll take the rest of it. The Gulf of America,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they better watch out.
Right, because we're gonna have the United States of Greenland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Look at me, see, you can't see my back.
look at you. He's trying to show the.
She disappeared. She disappeared.
So what else did you remember him signing?
well, okay, so I know he signed some this afternoon too, and that was when he undid it, like around 1 o'clock after his speech and stuff. He signed the 78 executive orders and laws that Biden had put in place to demolish them.
Didn't you find this inauguration to be kind of odd?
I found it very odd, and I found it that they've never had it on from 8 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night.
Right, and then they'll have all of these inaugural balls, so it's going to go all night long.
It's one big show.
It is, and it's like, you know what? I think that's why he had that look on his face. Look, I need to get to work here,
It's
guys.
for
I don't have time for all of this fancy hoopla.
the man doesn't sleep anyways. So.
But they marched him through. Did you see that with all of the service people, and they marched him in a circle
Yeah,
around?
the ceremony of honors or whatever.
Well, yeah, they had that. They've never had that before.
Well, that's kind of, you know what? They do that during the parade, they said. But because the parade was not outside, they did it separate. So that's why, because usually it's done, he walks by the troops, but they did it a little bit differently this time. I think that's why a lot of it was so much different, was because it was inside.
Right? It was just odd. It just felt odd.
It did. It felt more like pomp and circumstance, like England.
Right.
They're kind of dragging it out. I mean, they should have had a horse and carriage or stagecoach or something, you know.
Right. And then when they did the parade thing, they had all the families sitting up there like they
Yeah.
were at a dinner, and he went through, and
Yeah.
it was just different. It didn't feel right.
Well, I think it's because it was inside, because usually they sit and they watch the parade go by and they watch the, you know, and basically what they said is it's like, what do they call that when they change the guards at Buckingham Palace?
The
Changing of the guards.
Yay! You know about royalty?
No. That's Royal Apple.
Oh, Royal Apple knows about royalty. Yeah, she's from Europe.
Oh, okay.
So she knows about the royal family. Don't forget that don't forget that there's so many tips that's been given of things that were not so pretty planned. Oh, you know what? Did you see those vases?
Yes. What was that?
I've never seen that either. It was crystal. What's that? Waterford crystal.
Waterford crystal.
Vases to the vice president and the president. Well, I understand that, but you know what? Would you like to have a Waterford crystal vase for being president?
You could sell it.
You can sell it.
You know what? I'd like to just have the Waterford crystal vase. I don't need to be the president.
I'm European and I love the family of God. That is the real royals.
Okay.
Yep.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right, Royal Apple.
Right.
So you've got, and then after they did their thing there, wandering around and having people sit up like it looked like at a dinner at the end, then they put him at that desk and let him sign all of his things.
That he wanted to do that in front of the people.
Well, I'm glad he did, but
Yeah.
It's transparency.
Right.
This is what I told you I was going to do it, and he did it.
And he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 200 others that he's going to do that
Yeah.
he's not telling anybody about.
Well, we'll read about him.
We'll find out. He'll tell us all.
Oh, of course he will.
And then they said that everybody was going to him on bended knee. Please pardon me. Please pardon me. Please pardon me. Yes, he does want to do good. And he's going to do good. He's going to do very good.
He's going to rule with an iron fist this time.
Yes, he is.
In a good way. In a good way.
Well, and did you guys see where, what is it, Vivek Ramaswamy is not going to work with Elon Musk? He wants to be governor of over Ohio. Who's the governor of Ohio right now? Must be a Democrat.
It is.
Okay, that's why. That's fine. So he wants to take over Ohio.
Yep.
Which is the good thing.
Who didn't let him?
Yep.
And then I want him to take away our property taxes.
Take away taxes.
Right. What he said he wanted to do is he wanted to take away federal income tax and get rid of the IRS and have the XRS, which would be the External Revenue Service. And then we would all just pay a 14% flat tax as far as the sales tax, and that would be
consumption tax.
Yeah, consumption tax.
I could go for that.
I could go for that because you know what? You can manage that.
Well, yeah, but you know what? To be honest, I can't say too much because I don't pay taxes. I don't make enough money to pay taxes.
Well, you pay taxes in the store.
Right.
The store, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so see what they do is
that's a consumption tax.
That would be our consumption tax. So instead of it being 18%, it would be 14%, which ups it on you. But then what did they say? Tomorrow eggs will be $1.99 again, and gas will be 97 cents a gallon.
I believe that when I see it.
Oh.
Did you know the state of Michigan passed a law that they can't sell eggs unless they're organic or cage free.
They better be really good eggs. But
They passed the law.
California's is $10.
Earl looked it up because
Well-
his friend called him complaining, and yeah, Earl looked it up and he said, "Yeah, Mom, they passed the law."
Well, California is paying what,
I mean, I'm
$10
okay with
a
them
carton for eggs?
And I don't
$10.
know where his friend went, because he was saying that a dozen eggs was $8 or $9, and it's like, what are you talking about? I just went to Kroger yesterday, and it was $4.69 for 18 eggs.
Wow. Yeah, silver and gold does need to rise. That would be awesome. And it probably will once all the banks go.
So you know
belly
what?
up.
You know what's going to happen now? It's
What?
going to be like the toilet paper with COVID, with the eggs. People are going to hoard eggs.
Well, you can only hoard it for so long till they go bad.
Well, you can boil them, you can soft boil them, you can, make egg salads, you can make potato salad, you can have.
you can put baby oil around them and they'll last forever.
Ask P. Diddy.
No, you put baby oil. They say, I don't know if it's baby oil or some type of oil. You don't even have to refrigerate them.
Try it. Try it.
I'm not doing that.
I'll look
Freeze eggs. You could freeze them. You can freeze. Why don't we just buy a chicken?
Look at these guys crying. Yeah, go back home. They're at the border. We can't get in. Try it.
Oh, Trump didn't get in his tux. He's signing executive orders.
Still?
I just looked at the TV. He's in
Okay.
the Oval Office.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me see if I can find it.
It's on Newsmax.
Well, I bet you I can find it on RSBNT, whatever. SBNT new live stream. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay.
They removed Milley's portrait from the Pentagon.
Here we go, guys. Look.
You'll find out.
Yep. So
The only country in the world,
he's going to be late to the ball.
as you know.
You better get your
And it's
tux
just
on.
absolutely ridiculous. But, we'll see. We have very good grounds.
You better get your tux
People have
on.
wanted to do this for decades.
Sir, this is a
One is gonna
proclamation
get
declaring
mad
a
at
national
you.
emergency at the southern border of the United States.
That's a
Good.
big one. A lot of big ones, huh? You know what that means, right?
Oh, them said get the him from Vegas coming here.
President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. What?
I think it's cool.
Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know.
Trump is promising us the golden age.
What's it?
Thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found this. Wow. Thank you.
Can you read anything outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that determination.
Oh, this is the letter that
Thank you very
Biden
much.
left
I may
in.
not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left him one in the desk, just like this.
We know you did.
Yeah, and you know what? And I heard it wasn't
Unification of our
really a
country.
good one either.
I didn't know that he gave a pardon
Look
to
at all those
his family
executive orders.
because he
See
did
the-
it during my speech.
He didn't tell you in the letter.
No, he didn't tell me. No. He did it. They released it during my speech. During my speech. So all I could do was say, "Excuse me, I'd like to come back and speak some more." So no, we were surprised by that.
How about that?
Mr. President,
It's
where are
bad
you?
precedent.
He said he did the
Where are you
pardon for
thinking
his
on
family while he
tariffs
was
on
doing his
Mexico,
speech.
given these actions you're signing on the border?
Which
Well,
would be illegal
We're
because he
thinking in
would have been
terms of
president then.
25% on Mexico and Canada because
Probably-
they're
it was
allowing
They
Probably-
probably already signed. They just
vast
Yeah,
numbers of people.
just got
Canada's
released.
they just
a
announced.
very bad abuser also.
Yep.
Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
That's right, Roy
Are you
Apple.
planning on giving notice of that?
I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir,
Sir,
On each.
on each. Yes.
this is an executive order taking a large number of executive actions to secure our southern border.
Okay.
Sign.
Oh, there it
sign.
is. There it is. Oh my gosh, look how many is on this stuff.
President Trump, we remember 4
He's
years
gonna
ago.
run out of
One
juice.
one guy's holding them out.
Oh, they got a bunch of pens.
They're gonna need a truckload.
No,
That's our taxpayer money.
I think we have a lot of them.
Just get it over with.
right now, I think we have a
We're
lot. I
talking
think
about it just because they're.
it turned out to be good. I was very friendly with
Yeah, I
him. He
like
liked
that
me,
they're
I liked
doing
him.
what they're
We
doing
got along very well.
because
They thought that was a
they
tremendous
just
threat.
signed a bunch of
Now, he
crap
is a
and
nuclear
Biden
power.
you don't even, he didn't know what
But
they
we got along.
He's
I think
still
you'll be
not
happy to see him coming back.
fine.
And
I think he has tremendous
You
condo
didn't even notice
capability. He's
it.
got a lot of shoreline.
Thank you, sir.
Are we going to
Just
work with
everything. Where's
countries
the
from
ice
South
cream?
America
Well,
to
did you
coordinate
see
on immigration?
Jill was all in purple like Barney.
About who?
About immigration in general.
This is an executive order. Sorry, sir.
I'm fine with legal immigration. I like it. We need people. And I'm absolutely fine with it. We want to have it. We need it because we're going to have a lot of companies coming in to avoid tariffs. You know, if you don't want tariffs, all you have to do is build your plant in the US.
Right,
So we're going to have
Donald.
a lot of workers coming in.
Don't knock
We have
over
to have
the
legal.
the bus.
Hi, Donna. Hi, Sandy.
Which one?
60%.
Donna, I want to introduce
about
you to
which?
Clyde. It's
Say it
our
again.
new bus driver for Tuesday. He's driving the
Well, as you
deportation
know, I
bus.
put on large tariffs on China, and they've really been
Got my
forced to
license.
leave them.
Load
If we
him
didn't
up,
leave them, you
round
wouldn't
him
have
up.
one steel mill that's open in
Right.
this country because they were dumping massive amounts of steel. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from China because they
Okay,
were
stop
unable
asking
to
him questions. Let him
terminate the
sign.
tariffs I put on China
Right?
That's
because there was
correct.
too much money and
What are they all
religious and
doing in
work and other
there?
reasons too.
Well, we could,
No.
we wouldn't be able to see
We're gonna have
it if they weren't,
Meetings
right?
and
It's the
calls with
first the
President
media's
Xi.
been
I
able
spoke
to get
President
near 'em
Xi
all
last
day.
week, as you know.
Yeah.
Did you know that? I had a very good phone call. Long.
Did you come with NATO this morning?
Dude standing next to him is like, would you just sign it
NATO has
already?
to
We
pay
got
more
more
money.
to do.
NATO has to pay 5%.
Lower
We
your
are,
mic, my mic or
we're
his
in the
mic.
Ukraine war by $200 billion more than NATO. It's ridiculous because it affects them a lot more. We have an ocean in
5
between.
hours. There's no sign of
And
Biden anywhere.
we've spent $200 billion more on Ukraine
Saw
than
his mom
NATO
and
has spent.
dad, pictures of his
And
family.
they've got to equalize.
Did you talk to Xi about, did you talk to Xi about the Ukraine war?
Yeah.
Because China and Brazil
Okay.
together has a proposal to bring Russia and Ukraine to talk.
That's good. That's fine. I'm ready.
When are you going
That's
to talk with the Brazilian
How did
president?
Brazil get involved?
Brazil's involved.
This
Is
a
that
new one.
better?
When are you going to talk to Lula?
Are you from Brazil?
I'm from Brazil.
Ah,
When are
that's,
you talking?
that's why they're involved, I guess.
When are you going to talk with the
He
Brazilian
signed the one
president?
to drill
How do you see your
earlier,
relationship
Royal
with
Apple.
Latin America and Brazil.
Great.
Yes, so we
They
can
need
pay our
us.
bills.
Much more than we need them. We don't need them. They need us. Everybody needs us.
That's right. Everyone does need us.
That's the question. How many other countries are sending money to California?
Depending on how talks go.
How many are?
None.
What does that, define that?
Well, we are asking, you played the mechanism essentially
In California.
tariff on China as much as-
Because of fentanyl.
Right?
So I'm asking where-
That's only because of fentanyl. There are other things too.
Just
And a very big thing is the
Right,
Panama
that's what I
Canal.
said, Donna.
I
China
know,
controls
right?
the Panama Canal.
It's like
What's
you're
that all
taking,
about?
you guys are taking his time.
That's supposed to
He's
be
got a ball
When
to
Jimmy
go
Carter
to.
gave it, which was a terrible mistake, he didn't do it. He didn't give it to China. He gave it to Panama. And China controls the Panama Canal.
So are China tariffs
And we're
still
not
on
going
the
to
table?
allow
Yeah,
that.
we're
And we're not gonna allow that. So,
We're taking the
So we're
Panama
not-
Canal
no,
back.
We're not going to allow
so
that. to
sir,
happen.
can you please
sir.
be quiet, like Prime Minister? Thank you.
That spend the least amount of money, like Spain, France, below the
That's
5%.
Spain is
Who's
very low.
that?
That's
And yet, aren't they a BRICS
That
nation?
man doesn't look very happy.
They're a BRICS
No.
nation.
That's
Spain.
He
the-
looks like he's
You know
pissed
the
at the
BRICS nation?
reporters.
What do they call him?
You'll figure it
I
out.
don't know what.
But,
It's like the
and if the
right hand
BRICS
man.
nations want to do that,
His
that's
sister?
okay. But
Yeah.
we're gonna
I forget what they
put at
call it.
least a 100% tariff on the business they
call it?
do.
Look, look at him.
You know what the BRICS is, right?
Like,
You know what
take
I'm
that
saying.
camera off
You know what
me.
I'm saying.
He's making sure everything's legal.
So it's not even a threat.
Come here,
Since I
Ben.
made
I
that
just-
statement,
Chief of
Biden
staff.
said, well, they have us over a
She's the
barrel. I
chief
said,
of
no,
staff.
they have them over a barrel. And there's no way they're gonna be able to do this.
This is an executive order.
Monroe Doctrine. Get China out of America.
It's totally cool to rent a car,
Me too.
a
I
house,
mean, now we gotta skip
or
this because we
even
don't want to be
this.
watching these
So
commercials.
why not rent the stuff
No.
you need?
Goodbye.
100% tariff, if they so much as even think about doing what they thought.
Yep, the Monroe Doctrine is very
They
and
need
important.
therefore they'll
pardon
give it up.
1,500 of
So
them.
will China give it up.
So this is about
Of the
reforming system of
J6ers?
hiring and
Yeah,
federal
pardon
government
1,500
to ensure
charged in
that
January
America is the
6th
lodestar of
case.
hiring decisions.
Good, just now.
The Supreme Court.
Other matters, yes, sir.
Good.
Mr. President, here's a big deal, merit.
Yes.
Our country's going to be
That's what I want to
based
see.
on
What?
merit
The
again.
1500s.
Can you
Yep.
believe it?
It just released. To be released. Well, that.
Well, this is only half a day. I have another half a day left. We'll see. We want to get it done.
This
Out
is
of
an order
1,500, how many
implementing
is there still some left? Or-
I don't think so. I think that's all that's in the jail right now. 1,500.
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that will have.
Well, there probably was because I think one of them passed away.
We have a problem
Yeah.
in this country. You sign an executive order. it doesn't
That was
get
the
done for
one that
6
had
months.
cancer that they
As an
wouldn't give him his
example, when we allow
treatments.
the J6 hostages to go out.
Couple that committed suicide.
Oh, yeah,
Might
there
not
was.
be
There was a couple that
approved
committed
under the
suicide
old
in there
days
too.
for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. You know, they had a good ruling from the Supreme Court and it's like nothing happened. That ruling was 6 months ago, you know that.
Who's gonna be Trump's
They've been treated very unfair. The
news dot
judges have
press
been
person? Do
Absolutely
you know?
brutal. The prosecutors have been brutal.
Who?
Nobody's ever treated people in this country like that.
Mr. President, are you commuting the sentences of anyone who
Yes, sir.
assaulted a police officer on January 6th?
I'll have
Well,
to
we're
get my
looking at two
phone.
police
It's okay.
officers,
It's
actually, that
okay. Does
Washington
anybody out
police
there know
officer
who
went after
is going to
illegal
be?
and things
press
happened and they ended
secretary?
up putting them in jail. They got
That's
5-year jail
Donald probably tell
sentences.
me.
You know the case.
For the
And
blonde, I
we're
forgot her name.
looking at that in order to give them
No, Trump's got
a,
something with blondes.
Well,
we gotta give them a break.
But is the
tis what it
your
is.
actions today for
Well, it would
anyone
be a
who's
part,
assaulted?
that would be a part.
That's the Monroe
What I'm talking
Doctrine.
about would be a part.
Here you go, sir. This is
Should
an
there be punishment for the
Monroe
people who
Doctrine,
assaulted
1823. Foreign powers out of the Western
Well, I will
and
say this, they've been in
Southern
jail for a long
Hemisphere.
time already.
That's right.
I see
Get them
murderers
out
in
of
this
here.
country get 2 years, 1 year, and maybe no time.
That's right.
So they've already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed. What they've done to these people is outrageous. There's rarely been anything like it in history, in the history of our country.
Good
And
for him.
even people,
Drug cartels
That
are
were
foreign
aggressive.
terrorists.
and in
Well, I
many
hope he-
cases, I believe they
like
happen to
those
be
women
outside
that were
agitators, but, you know.
Praying outside
What do I
abortion
know?
clinics, 70-some-year-old
But I think they
grandmas.
were. I think they were
Yeah,
outside
that
agitators.
76-year-old grandma that was praying
And
outside the abortion
obviously
clinic, they
the
better
FBI
let her
was
go.
involved because Ray admitted the FBI was involved. Didn't he say 23 people indirectly or directly were involved? And it was then 26? That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of
Now,
people.
we have,
We need a new
we gotta
military
take care
in
of
the
these
USA.
people
We
have
have
been treated
been
so badly. It's never
weakened.
happened before.
Well,
What
okay,
happened
so
in
keep
Seattle
it
when
on
they
your
took
thing
over a
right
big
now.
portion of the city?
Oh,
What
yeah,
happened in,
Oh, I know another
Portland,
order that he
where they
signed.
burn down the
What?
city every day?
We
and
only
people
have
die.
two
Nothing happened to
sexes, male
anybody.
and female.
Oh,
But
that's
they
right.
go
You
after
did
these
sign that
people
today too.
violently.
And no men playing in
I mean, they're
women's
still going
sports.
after
And no
brand
women
new.
play, yeah, or
Found
vice
somebody
versa.
else with a picture.
And
There's
Clyde's
never been
got a
anything
story
like
for you.
Well,
Tell
it's
me.
just
And you know, it's almost
the recruit centers. If
100%.
you keep an
Think
eye
of
on
this,
them, you'll start
almost
seeing a lot more people
100%
going
of
to the
the people are
recruiting
convicted.
centers. The Army recruits over
100%.
where I work has been
It's Washington DC.
filling up. Kids are
People go
signing up
into a
left and right,
trial
men
and
and
they
women.
say, oh, I have a wonderful
And for the last
lawyer and I
4
didn't
years,
do
that
anything
place has
wrong.
been empty.
And they end up
In the
in
last 2
shackles
weeks, I've
almost
seen
immediately and jail.
bunches and bunches
No,
of kids over
not gonna
there
let it happen.
signing up. Like,
Wow.
things are changing. One of these dogs just farted.
About what?
I think that was Missy.
Finland?
That's just
I'm
under
not
that.
missing that.
Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for
I'm
international
glad it's not
security.
television.
And
Oh,
I'm
just
sure that
for just a
Denmark
little
will
dog, they got the big stink.
come
I'm
along.
telling
And
you.
it's costing them a lot of money to maintain it, to keep it. The people
I'm
of
sorry,
Greenland are
guys.
not
I was
happy with
really kind of
Denmark, you know.
hard.
I think they're happy with us.
I didn't know
We had
who done
representatives, my
it,
son
but
had
it was
representatives
bad.
went up there 2
It
weeks
was.
ago,
I wondered if it was.
and they like us.
I
So we'll
wondered
see
if
what
it was
happens. But
fine.
Greenland is
But
necessary,
you
not
guys,
for us.
you
It's necessary
guys
for
have a
international security.
You go to the park?
You have Russian boats all
Ooh.
over the place. You
I
have
think it
China
was
boats
Missy.
all over the place, warships, and they can't maintain it.
Hazel doesn't fart.
Hazel doesn't fart. Who's Hazel? That
That's
your?
her dog.
I'll be
Well,
meeting with President.
I'm sure she does.
I don't know. I can't. It's being set up.
She's a little Mexican dog. Okay.
So first foreign trip typically has been with UK.
Well, and you know what? They kind of act
But
like
we
they
did
didn't
it. I
do
did it with Saudi
anything. So
Arabia last time
you look
because they
around
wanted
and
to
you're
buy
like,
$450 billion
look for the
worth of
guilty
our product.
one,
They
and
don't do it.
nobody looks guilty.
But you have to
Right.
buy American product, and they agreed to do that. They bought
Look at all those
450
medals
billion. It was
behind
the least
him.
reported story I've ever been involved in.
And now, where do you plan to go now?
Well, I don't know. If Saudi Arabia wanted to buy another 450 or 500, we'll up it for all the inflation.
Yeah, they're
So
our babies, but
they're
they're kind of
First
sneaky
day, how do you
sometimes.
plan to end the Ukraine war?
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible.
Do you want to push Israel and Saudi
It should have
Arabia?
never started. You know, the war
I
with
I
Ukraine and
still
Russia
can't
should have
get it
never
over.
started. It would
No,
have never
first
started.
dog I've ever had doesn't fart. This is the first one that we
I don't think you
have
have to push them.
it.
I think it's
And
gonna
they're
happen,
brother
but
and sister,
maybe
and they
what you
both
put it
do.
They'll end up being in the
I didn't
in the
even
Accords,
I didn't even know
the
dogs
Abraham
started
Accords.
in stories.
I think Saudi Arabia will end
Woo!
up being.
What? You
in the
can't
Abraham
type on
Accords.
here. Then erase what I
But,
just
you
said.
know, so not in a very long way. Oh, look at that. It says TikTok. My, what is that all about?
First, we have
Uh-oh, what
Alaska
is he
Set.
doing with
This is an
TikTok?
executive order relating to unleashing Alaska's potential as an energy reservoir for the entire nation.
And what about Anwar?
I believe that would be included in aspects of the order.
Oh, good. He's releasing Alaska. Start, yeah, open it up. Get it going.
Now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans. What changed that you're not worried about that anymore?
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal or I may do the deal. TikTok is worthless. Worthless if I don't approve it. It has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless, worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion, $1 trillion.
Who's
If
buying
I do the deal
TikTok?
I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half.
The TikTok
In other words, wait, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok is a good partner. And that would be worth, could be $500 billion.
Those are they look
It's
like
crazy. The numbers
coins.
are crazy. But it's
Look at
worthless
guys, I
if
want
don't-
you to
if the
know, look,
president
I want
doesn't
you to see
sign,
that I'm wearing
then
the
it's
pin.
worthless.
It's upside
If the
down.
president does sign, it's
But-
worth.
I have a lapel pin. Look, they just shut it off.
What is a home
What is
warranty?
wrong with them
It's a
people?
1-year service plan that
Well, guys, that was the end of that.
Well, he's still on.
Okay, I'm going back. Sorry. Sorry. Forgive me.
It's passed in Congress. It gives the president a right to make a deal or
He
to
signed
close it.
that thing on that energy bill in
And we have 90
Alaska,
days to make that decision.
and he had to ask
But
the
I could see making a deal where the U.S. gets 50% of TikTok.
part of Alaska that they shut
Polices it.
down.
Yeah.
It's like
A
we
little
should
bit,
know that it's
or a
in
lot.
there or not. They had to
Depends
tell
on
him
them.
that it's in there.
But remember, they make
It's,
telephones in
does he know what
China.
he's
They
even
make
signing?
all sorts of things in China.
Well,
Nobody ever
I'm sure he's
complains
got
about
I'm
it.
sure he
to
probably
sign. It's just-
studied on it.
There's so many different products made in China, and nobody ever complained about it.
Look, and I want you to know, Trump, that I have a
And
pin
TikTok
just
is
like yours.
largely young
Look,
people. I guess
I
I have a
have
warm
mine
spot
right
for
here.
TikTok
This
that
is
I didn't
bigger.
have originally, but
Your name's in the way.
My
and I
name
want
is
young
in the
people
words
by
on this pie.
36%, Peter.
Okay, now we can see it.
It's right
Republicans
here.
typically don't
I
do
think
too well with
everybody
young
needs
people.
a needs a flag pin. Don't you guys think y'all need a flag pin?
TikTok then, or how
She's selling $5
No, you take 50% of TikTok for the approval
No,
that TikTok can continue in business.
I'm
And they
gonna.
have a great
If you're in
partner,
the
US would be
United
their partner.
States,
But
if
the
you
US
send
essentially
me,
would be
if you email me your address, I'll
value of
send you a flag pin.
Could be, yeah, could be a lot.
Yeah.
Tell you what, every rich person
Well,
has called me
postage
about
is
TikTok.
nothing more than
What
73
is wrong with
cents.
TikTok? Why did you change your mind?
And it's about
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids,
Just to tell them what he wants is the executive. Well, he's got to explain what the executive order is.
but you know,
There's
when
too
you
many
take a look at
questions from the
telephones that are
media.
made in
What
China,
is
and all the other things that are
your
made in
executive
China,
order?
military
What
equipment
is
made
an
in China,
executive order? That's what they're asking him.
That's
TikTok,
what they're asking him.
Yeah.
I think TikTok
Listen,
is
quit
not their biggest problem.
wasting his time and
But
let
there's
him
big value
find
in
what he
TikTok.
wants to
If
do.
it
Right. They're wasting his
If it can
time
prove
on
there's no value.
TikTok.
So if we create that value, why
Well, they
are
want
we
to
entitled
make
to
sure
like half?
Get rid of
keep
TikTok. Get rid of all that crap. It wouldn't bother me a bit.
Does Biden never do news conferences like this?
all right.
How
Look,
many
he's
news
even getting
conferences, Peter,
irritated.
has he done like this?
Like this?
None.
0.
And it would be 0 for the next infinity. For infinity, it would be 0.
Mr. President, could you please talk to President
He
Musk?
spoke more now than Biden did in 4 years.
I think you mentioned
No,
Right.
no. Elon,
You know what? You're right. It's the
Elon's
kids.
very busy
TikTok's
sending
all about the
rockets
kids.
And
up
it's
to
awful
various
tough. He's
places
just talking.
with lots of satellites up.
Biden couldn't talk like this.
Well, no, because
He
he
was so
couldn't think.
diminished. He couldn't think 50 years
Like
ago.
35 and under on TikTok.
Marco
Right.
Rubio.
I
He
got
said Mac-
Hi,
people at work
KMM.
and they're
I just saw you.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think Marco's doing a fantastic job. I think he's going to get a lot of.
So
I think
everyone
he's going to be at 90%.
got their positions, right?
People know him. They know him in the Senate. They know he's
Christy
good. He's
Nome
doing a
and
good job. I don't know.
Well, they
Marco
still have to be-
Rubio and Peter Hegseth and
They still
He's got
got
some very strong ideas. Marco.
You signed it.
what? I don't know.
They withdrew.
Yes, that was
withdrew.
President Marco Rubio said
Just
yesterday,
I
signed.
don't know if they're
How many
confirmed.
years signed?
changing Venezuela, changing power. Are you still committed with Maduro leaving power in
Well,
Venezuela?
we're going to find out about that too.
This is very
Because we're gonna
uncomfortable.
Probably stop buying oil from Venezuela. We don't need
You
that
want
oil.
this chair?
No,
Are you sure?
because I'm going to get out
We don't want
quickly.
to buy. We don't have to buy their oil. We have plenty of oil.
Look at, he's looking for a way out.
That'll change. Venezuela.
Already.
Well, I need to
Already,
I
and
need-
you're not even driving the bus
No.
yet.
A question that
Make
only
it
works
quick.
today.
Look,
Are you a
southern
DJT
border.
roundtable?
That's
No,
where we're heading.
no.
Yep.
National
That's
emergency.
at the
Can't
southern border.
imagine even being called that. No, I believe in this.
They're still having here. Oh,
The Democrats didn't
they're
because
still
they
having
cheated like
hearings on
dogs, but
Pete Hegseth.
I believe in the
Yeah.
sanctity, and this was too
Well, I
big to
thought they
rig.
had the
This
hearings, I
last
just had
election
to
was
vote
just too
on it.
big to rig.
Well, I hope that they hurry up because
Really,
these
the
They
guys
wanted
have
them,
office.
they want most of them to be confirmed already, but FBI is slow walking the paperwork.
Well, of course they are,
Yeah.
because you know what?
So send fire in people. If they can't do the job, put somebody in there that can.
I have to
Well,
speak to
Mayork,
President Putin. We're gonna have to
Mayork,
find out.
oh,
He
Christy
can't
Nome's
be
gonna
thrilled.
take
He's
his
not doing
job.
so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most
I do
people thought
too,
that was all would've
KMM.
been
I
over
like
about
the,
1 week.
the animal TikTok.
And now you're into 3
I
years.
know.
Those are the only thing I like.
I
on
didn't know
TikTok.
anything about them until my daughter kept
Making
saying
him look very good.
cat thing.
Now, eventually, you know, I mean, it's a big
Like,
machine,
stop.
so things will
Dogs
happen,
and cat
but
videos are there out there?
I think you'd be very well off to
Uh-huh.
end that war. We have numbers that almost 1 million Russian soldiers have been killed. About 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers are
See,
killed.
they need to stop that over there.
Russia's bigger, they have more soldiers to lose. But
They need
that's
to
no way to
stop all
run a
that.
country.
I don't mean,
What did your TikTok order do, Mr. President?
Just gave me the right to sell it or close it. Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China too. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't
And we
approve
need
it,
China
somewhat of a
to
hostile
pack up
action.
all of their stuff that they
But it's good
take
for
from
China if it
farmland
gets
and
approved.
stuff and give back.
you just want to have to get back.
Yeah, just annex it back and just
No,
carry
it-
on,
it
go
could very
away.
well
If they pay
It
for it,
makes sense
fine.
for it to
Give them the
be,
money.
We can give them a
because it's got
refund.
tremendous
Yeah.
value.
Let's get the hell out of here.
If we
You
create
know,
the
the
value
government
by
would just
approving.
own it like they
So,
own
in other words, that
so
approval
much
gives it
other
tremendous
land.
value.
They own a
If
ton of
that's the
land in
case, then we should be
Colorado.
entitled to
Farmland.
50% as a country.
Well,
Have farmers on
we
it.
We
do.
haven't heard that one
We do our
before.
own
It's called
farming,
a
and
joint venture.
we need to quit
And,
growing food for China.
Nobody ever thought that way
If we're
before.
going to pay for it, we can grow it. I mean,
I
it's,
think you have a
No,
lot
we're
of people
we
that
need
would
to
be
They're
grow
buying
it.
the
interested in
land
TikTok
and
with
they're
the
growing
United
the
States.
food
I
and
know.
then they're exporting it over there
They
to
should be
them.
paying us.
They should be,
Mhm.
Oh,
but
what
they're
a
not.
great feeling.
They
One
will
of the
now.
better feelings I've
Yep.
ever had.
Do you like this town better now than in 2017?
Is there
Well, we're
any
very
American
experienced now.
media in there right
You
now?
would say nobody's
I
had
hear
that experience.
think
that I
so.
have.
I hear all
I've dealt
voices with
some
accents.
very good people. I've dealt with some very bad people. and I know who
20,000
the bad ones are and the
military
good ones are.
age
Don't
Chinese
forget,
out of the United
I was
States.
very successful in primarily the real
We got
estate business.
20,000 military
And,
age Chinese here.
People used to say, who's worse, a politician or
It's a lot.
a
But it's
vicious
a
real
lot.
estate developer? And I'd always say, the
The
real
gate
estate
on
developers
gates will
far
be
worse.
closed. That's
But
awesome.
after about 3
That's
months of
awesome, Royal
getting to
Apple.
know
We
scum
want
like
his
Adam
gate
Schiff and other
closed.
people like that, I said, no, actually, real estate people are quite nice by comparison.
You said you plan to speak with President Putin soon. What about President Zelensky and what's your message?
Yeah, I would, but he told me he
Oh,
wants to
y'all,
make a
Pide's
deal.
getting serious
He
now.
wants to make- Zelensky wants to make a deal.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if Putin does.
And Notre Dame's beating
He should
Ohio
make a
State so
deal.
far.
Oh
so
my
I think he's destroying Russia.
Get to the real stuff.
We're
Okay?
not making a deal. I think Russia's going to be in big trouble. You take a look at their economy, you take a look at the inflation in Russia. So I would hope I've got a
Well,
little
look at our
bit,
economy.
you know, I would hope he wants to make a deal.
Mr. President, are you keeping U.S. sanctions on Russia until he makes a deal?
Well, sanctions or tariffs. I think the word tariff is much better because it keeps your dollar
So
stronger.
normal.
I think tariffs are more
Pencil
effective.
head.
I use sanctions on
There
Iran.
are 20,000
Iran was broke.
Chinese
When I left office,
nationals,
Iran was
whatever
broke.
they
They
are,
had no
right
money
here.
for
Our
Hamas
normal military
or Hezbollah.
is anywhere
None.
from 300 to
They
1,200
were flat
soldiers
broke.
in one platoon.
And October 7th
So
would
how
have
many
never
platoons
happened.
of that would be
And I think you all know that. It would have never happened. They had
Chinese
no money.
nationalists?
Now
Isn't
they're
that's crazy?
rich, but,
That's
you know,
that's
they're
that's a
weakened in a
whole
different way. I would
army
say
in
That's a
itself.
military. That's,
Yeah,
that
the
is a
one
whole,
attack by Israel.
yeah.
that's a whole army
That's a
Really
whole
scary.
army
invaded us,
by
and that's
itself.
just China. That's not
It
Venezuela.
really
That's
slipped
not
in,
all these other
the
people.
pages.
Yeah.
The pages and others. You know, the attack on air defense was a.
That's
That was a
16
bad attack.
platoons.
What are you signing now, sir?
It's an executive
That's-
order
that's
relating
enough to
reforms
conquer a whole
the
city.
federal workforce,
More
including
than
the
one
senior
city.
executive service.
They
That's
got the
for
right
sure.
We're
right
getting rid of
weapons and
all of
everything.
the cancer.
That'll take over any police force
I
in
call
any
it
small
cancer.
town.
The cancer
Well, we'd have to
was
have our
the-
military
the
go.
Biden
That's all there is to it.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the three phases of this deal?
I'm not confident. It's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident, but I think they're very weakened on the other side.
Do you support the two-state
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition.
Why
site.
are they asking
It's
him
really,
these
That's what
questions?
he
gotta
just
be
said. I'm
rebuilt
not
in a
going to
different
comment
way.
because Gaza's not our war.
I might.
Right.
You know,
And
Gaza's
why are they
interesting. It's a
even
phenomenal
asking these
location.
questions right
On the
now?
sea,
When
Because
he's
they
in
just
there.
want to keep him going and
Best
keep
weather.
going and
You know,
keep going.
everything's good.
It's just
Like-
let him sign what he needs
Some
to
beautiful
sign.
things could be done with
Right?
it, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, this could go
But
until
some
3:00 in the
Look
morning.
at-
Fantastic things could be
Let
done
them
with
try south side of
future
Chicago.
in governance for Gaza?
Oh, you know,
Those
that
kids-
is
those-
no
Can't
lie,
imagine
Donald.
you could
Those
have-
kids have been
we
learning
certainly
how to
can't
fight
have
since a young
South
age.
side of
people
Chicago?
who- most
Yeah,
of them
they
are
have.
dead,
They've been fighting
by the way.
since they learned
Most
to
of them are
walk.
dead,
It's like, amen, show them
but
what you got,
they didn't
guys.
exactly run it well.
It's the only time I want to see them
Run
fight. That's what they
viciously
got to
and
do.
badly.
So you got to
You
pick out
can't
the
have
gangs
that.
that are there.
Right?
Either that or
Right.
the gangs got to get
I'll
together to
guarantee you
fight.
that those Venezuela gangs would have never, ever gotten any apartment complex on the south side of
If
Chicago.
China didn't
No.
approve it, we could put tariffs on China. Don't forget.
But instead, they took them in Aurora,
China
Colorado.
charges us tariffs, and we charge them very little, except for what I did. I put a lot.
Because
I took in
Hickenlooper was
hundreds of
there.
millions of dollars. But until I came
He
along,
was a piece of
China
work.
never paid 10 cents to this country. They ripped us off, and they never
He
paid.
was something
Is it
else.
okay to cuss
anything,
on
but-
here, guys?
Like, if we wanted to make a
Well,
deal with TikTok, and it was a
when you're
good deal,
so far in and you're
and
far
China
enough
wouldn't
in
approve it,
now.
Okay.
Because you're going to
I
start
think
cussing.
ultimately they'd approve
All
it.
right, guys.
Because we
Look,
put tariffs
nope.
on China, maybe.
Nope,
I'm not
okay.
saying I would, but
no,
we certainly
I
no,
could.
apologize.
she meant. No,
And if
they
we said,
said,
well, if you're not going to approve it,
Instead, we're
then
getting,
that's a certain
we're
hostility,
getting
and
rid
we'll
of
put
all of the
tariffs of
cancer
25,
that
30,
Biden's
40, 50%,
administration
even
caused.
100%.
You know what my question is?
And we
Why
did that,
did
I think they'd approve
Biden?
it.
Why did Biden
President Trump, you've seen the other
give
living
Fauci
presidents a couple
a
times in
pardon
the last
when
few
Fauci has
years. You ever
never
had a
even
call
been
off
brought
on
up on
that
any
for
charges
advice
yet?
on anything?
He was questioned.
Who did you call?
but he wasn't brought
That's
by
what I said.
charges.
Well, I
But
thought
you
Bill
know,
Clinton
here's
was a
the
very good
thing now, right?
politician.
So
I don't think he
Biden
was
just
used
made the
properly.
biggest
I think they
mistake. You need to come forward a
disrespected
little
him.
bit here
When
because you're
Hillary
like
was
down
running,
that.
he came back and he said, you know, you
Get
better
boss
get up
around,
to
guys.
Michigan and
Right,
Wisconsin.
Donna.
You remember that.
Donald,
Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at him
Donald Trump
because
likes to
the
hear himself
They
Republicans
need to
talk,
had
quit
so
won
asking him
Michigan and
questions.
Wisconsin
so
for decades.
by
long
giving
time.
these pardons, they've made a
And they
big
all laughed
mistake
at Bill Clinton. Like,
because you know
the
these
hell does he know?
people that have gotten
And
pardons
he
right
turned out
now
to be right because I won
cannot
both of them.
plead
And
the
then we
Fifth
just won
Amendment.
both in this election too. We won
well, they can be
Wisconsin
brought in
and Michigan and every other
and they
swing state.
can
We won
spill
all
the
the
guts
swing
and nothing
states.
will happen to them.
Right.
All
That's why
seven.
they said they
talked
wanted
about
to give
7 swing
a
states. We won
blanket
them all.
pardon for everybody that was involved in January
But
6th.
Bill Clinton
Not only the
he had a
people that
great
were arrested, but the people that were doing
political
the
sense, I
arresting.
think.
So
You look like you were
they
having a
could
good
tell them
conversation with
exactly what
President
their
Obama
bosses
and
were telling
I
them without
was.
getting any repercussion.
And you'd like to
And,
know what it was.
you know, it's like we could
But
really,
he didn't.
Everybody
Biden
wants to
didn't pardon
know.
any January
I know,
6th.
I wouldn't want to
no,
know, but we were
No,
having
but
a
Trump
Trump
serious
did. But
conversation.
they were saying that he should
Why
pardon
do you ask me a
even the
question
police
like that?
officers
You
of
know, I don't
January
think you want to
6th
know.
and
You
in the
might not know.
FBI agents so they could
You
go
might
in
be
and tell their story what
Executive order relating to
their
holding
top
former
bosses
government
told them to
account-
do,
government
and they won't
officials
have any
accountable for
repercussions
unlawful
against them. So you can
disclosure of
find out
sensitive information.
exactly
This next one
who was
serves the
giving the orders
declaration
on
of
the
a national
January
energy
6th. And
emergency.
so, but it's not
That's a
going.
big
You're
one.
never going to hear the end of what
You know what
actually
that
happened.
allows you to do? That means
I can. It's like finding out
you can do
how they
whatever you
actually
have to
stole
do
the
to get out of
2020
that
election.
problem.
We'll
And we
never
do have
know.
cancel his
that kind
federal
of an
pension.
emergency.
Who's that?
Fauci.
Yeah.
Yep.
At some point, we
I
use
agree.
your power.
Yep. I
All
do
these
too.
senators and these
He
congressmen,
still works
they
for the
get a
government.
lifelong health care
Yeah.
when they
Oh,
get out.
good.
No.
I will.
Give them 5 years of their
In
health
fact, I'd
care,
like to
then
know
go
because
find
I
it on
just
your
got
own
here.
once you get out.
Right.
You know, there's no reason they
I
should
just
have
came here. I've been here
lifetime
for what, 15
health care
years now.
better than anybody else that's
And I
out
gotta
there.
read
Well,
this
like I
letter
said,
too.
okay, so how did Obama that went in with no money
It's interesting.
become have
Maybe it
$33
went-
billion
Your father
or
went to?
$8 billion or 33 even $33 million?
No, I think it's. I
How
think
did
it's-
that man come up
I would
with
like to
all
find
of
out what
that
it is and
money
tell the people.
Doesn't it?
In fact, I'd like to
and
read it.
have
Can we
all of
find out
these
what that was,
houses and
Susan?
all of these mansions all over
Okay.
everywhere?
Yeah,
And now
why
he's
don't we
getting a
find out?
divorce.
I mean,
And now he's getting divorced, but
I can't
and then
imagine it's an enemy
up
or
at
there would've been,
400,000 a year.
People would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't
Good
know why they wouldn't
investments,
have said
insider
what it was.
trading.
Exactly.
They had a lot
He,
of them
and
flying
he
over
stole
Bedminster,
too,
which
I'm
is
sure.
interesting.
And with the event.
He probably had people
and
sending
yesterday,
from
was
the
everything moving
Ukraine.
inside just
I think he was
once
involved
there's
in
some
that
kind of
Ukrainian
No,
thing
no
right
security.
along with the Bidens.
Because they had everything shut down to drones. You know, you
And
can
the
shut that
Clintons.
down pretty easily.
And
It's
and the
sophisticated. They're very
Clintons too.
sophisticated,
Yeah,
these
they were
people.
all involved in that.
No, it was just called weather. And we made a good move because, first of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today.
You know what? You're right,
You know
Donna.
why I liked it? Because I got
You know
great
what? I hope
reviews on
those
that speech.
beagles
I
sit
got great
outside his
reviews. Can you
door
believe it?
and
They actually
howl
were
all
fair.
night long. Those ones
Maybe
that
the
he
fake
sent
news
to
is
those
changing.
labs.
Unleashing it.
Yeah, unleashing energy production. But I thought it was, I think having it in the Capitol is great. It's obviously,
They were
you can
saying
take
the
care
way
of the
they
people
did
you
this
have to take care
inauguration
of.
is probably going
The
to go
city
forward
was
like this
booming.
from now on.
And if we
Because
would have
of
done it
the
outside, people would have been
The
hurt.
president being
because
shot.
It was really cold. You know, it was like,
One
look
way or the
sunny.
other.
He
I
does
just stood
look
outside
great
for
in that
10
office.
minutes.
He
People were
looks
running back in. It was
presidential.
really cold and really
I
windy.
never did
The
look
wind brings it
presidential.
down a
We sit
lot.
behind that little kid desk.
So we made the right decision. You
In that
couldn't have stayed. I don't
make-believe
think I could
room.
have had it out. You know how cold it was today.
It was like it was up to
uh,
the side. He couldn't get into
People
the
went out
big
for a
boys
little while
room.
just to test it. They couldn't stay out more than 10 minutes. They all
Seriously,
came back
I
in.
know.
that desk
So
was
we
smaller
went
than
out
what
and
we're
just
sitting
asked
behind.
and people would have been hurt.
They're like kid school.
You know what it was? It was that little desk. Remember Biden's desk
Which
where he
one?
was sitting there all the time? I always question that too.
No, I think it's just more general than that. It's not Hunter Biden.
I mean, that looks
I was
like the
surprised
Oval Office.
that President Biden
Yeah.
That other little
going pardon his
desk.
whole family because
Well,
that makes him
Biden's
look
not a
very
very
guilty. You know,
big
I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned
Why?
myself, my family. I
Biden's
said,
not a
if I
very
do
big
that, it's going to
man.
make me look
You
very
need
guilty. I
to
don't think
a
I'd be
little
sitting here, frankly. If I
To
did
go
that, I don't
along
think I'd
with
be
this little
sitting here
pea
right now.
brain.
Well, true.
Because I would have
Yeah.
shown that you're guilty. But by pardoning his brother or brothers, by pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the unselected
Hello,
committee,
Teeny.
they
Put
destroyed
Teeny's on.
all of the documents.
Who's that?
They
Teeny.
deleted
Oh,
all of the
so he's-
information.
yeah.
There's no
Please.
information.
Hello.
And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi because
Is it
she
cold
was
there?
given 100. I mean,
It is
you know,
very
this-
cold
it's on
there in
tape.
He
Pennsylvania.
didn't
Her
pardon
daughter,
Pelosi though, did he?
Nancy
Did
Pelosi was responsible for not
She doesn't need to be.
taking
She's not
advantage
guilty of
of
anything, right?
10,000
She didn't do
soldiers
anything
or
wrong.
1,000. You
She
wouldn't have
was the.
needed, you
Are
could
you
have used
kidding me?
400.
She was the head of the
It was a
whole
relatively small
operation.
crowd. It wasn't the crowd that was
She
at
was
the
the
wall.
mom.
It was a
She was
small
the
crowd.
godmother
So,
instead of the
Yeah,
godfather.
we cut her head off like
a little
6
bit
more
surprised that
coming.
he did it. Because it
Look,
makes
she's
him
in
look guilty. I mean,
Wisconsin.
he's going to have to
It's
live with it. Now, with that being
negative 12
said,
degrees, actual minus
it's
35
unbelievable
with a
precedent.
Okay,
wind
and
chill.
It's for
that's
a president.
dangerous.
But the
Okay, well, we got to
precedent
tell you that
is
last night, what was it
unbelievable. Now,
last
maybe
night?
every
Yesterday.
president that leaves office, they're going to pardon every
Outside.
president they ever met.
It's
So
like
they don't have some lunatic
in the
like
40s.
deranged.
Okay,
It was now when we were
He was
working
a
on
total
the.
wind chill
lunatic,
was
by the way,
blowing
not a
through.
smart guy. He was
Connie,
old,
let's take
but
this
we beat the hell
down.
out of him.
Take him
Finish
down.
up the show.
Our reputation.
There we go.
So here's the thing. Last night, I didn't get on because I couldn't go to the ball because one, I didn't have any internet.
Yesterday,
Yeah. And two,
yeah, I disconnected it. And
well, what happened was we had to take the front part of our house off and put new siding up. And like everything else in life, we took the siding down and voila, we found out that one of our walls was leaning because it didn't have any bracing underneath it.
the bracing rotted away
Okay, well, the bracing rotted away
in South Texas.
in South Texas underneath the air conditioner. And then, so our wall was kind of leaning, or would have been leaning. And then they never did it right in the first place, that we hired the person to do it. So when we took it off, it was exposure to everything. So we had our son come over and he said, "This is the way we got to do it." Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you, this is what happens. It turned into a major thing.
We didn't finish till about like 11 o'clock.
And we
last night.
didn't finish until 11 o'clock last night. And we still got more to go. Just
Send the
trim.
pictures into there.
Yeah. We just have trim to go. But, you know, it's like everything in our life. It always turns into a major project. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but ours always turns into a major project.
Yeah, that's the kind of we have. That's the kind of luck we have.
That
You
turns
think
into
things are standard, and then you take it down, and you buy a standard, and it's not working.
You know
Ohio
what?
State tied the game with Notre Dame. Okay. Just gotta let you know.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
thank you. If anyone,
It's the national championship.
if you're a football watcher,
Mhm.
right? Well,
There's no football watchers here.
no, we're all wanting to make America great again.
Well, football makes America great.
Well,
Yeah, well, our dreams got shattered again. So,
Who's that?
Lions.
I know. That was so sad.
what?
I was the Detroit Lions.
They're supposed to be looking into that because my son told me today.
Look at KMM. I'm a football fan. You're probably a Packer fan, though, aren't you?
They said that they have proof
Go Notre Dame.
that 3 of the refs got paid off by the Commanders.
Wouldn't doubt it. Do you see the Kansas City game was pretty much bought and sold of what they were saying? Unnecessary roughness hits that were not, and the joke was today that Buffalo Bills already got a unnecessary roughness penalty called on them, and the game hasn't even started yet. So it's like
Don likes the Colts.
I was a Colt fan back in the day in the 70s. So.
Are the Broncos even still in there?
No.
They let
The
okay.
Broncos suck.
Okay, there you go. The Broncos suck.
They were better this year than
Yep.
they've been in a long
Go
time.
Packers. I figured too.
Yeah, they had a chance this year too. They fell flat on their face too.
No, it's the Eagles that are going.
The Eagles are there.
The Eagles.
They got to play Washington.
Peyton. Yep.
They may have to replay.
Yeah, because it's going to be too cold.
No.
Well, no, I'm saying if they find out that there was bribery and they got paid off.
Well,
yeah, but
there you go.
they if that happened, oh my God, they'd have to shut down football for a year.
Well, you know what? If there's that going on, then it needs to happen.
Yeah.
You know what? Everything else, everything in life needs to be fair.
Look, I'm a Bronco fan, and I've watched the Kansas City play twice this year against the Broncos. Kansas City, 3rd and 17, and the Broncos get called for a ticky-tack off or defensive holding call that's 10 yards down the field, and it's not even it's stuff like that happens on every play, but for some reason it's always being called. And next thing you know, instead of being 4th and 17 for Kansas City, it's first down, and 2 plays later they score a touchdown. It's like it's set up for them to win.
And and that's exactly what my son said, is that it's set up for them to do their 3 people.
Well, they make money with more people that watch the games. It's like having the Yankees and the Dodgers playing in the World Series. You got the two coasts. If you got the big teams and the big names and people that they want to see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, for God's sakes.
They do?
Yeah. I know. Who gives a crap about that woman? But, I mean, we're supposed to be watching football, not Taylor Swift.
No, don't you want to watch Beyonce?
No.
She comes riding in on her white horse.
I mean, when are they going to have something on halftime for the Super Bowl that's actually family friendly?
Right. That's exactly what's happened. Everything has gotten so scary during halftime.
It's all dark.
Thank you, K-Mem. I think I'll keep him. He is.
She's trying to trade me in.
No, I'm not. Why are you telling him that? She thinks you're awesome.
Oh, my gosh. I got you fooled.
No, you don't. No.
Wait till tomorrow when we're driving the bus.
Right? Speaking of tomorrow.
Is it already tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. This is where we have to say goodbye, Clyde.
Goodbye.
It's
so cut and dry.
Goodbye, Clyde.
Goodbye, Clyde. No, this is where we tell everyone it's been great being around, talking with you. We love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's 4 years.
And we will be driving the deportation bus.
I'll have my orders from home right here on my phone.
Oh, yeah. All Homeland Security is going to be getting a hold of Clyde. We're going to be driving the bus. So we went from an airplane to a bus. And we're going to be driving the bus to the border. So we make sure they get there safely.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Love ya. See you tomorrow.
The real Connie and Linda.
The real Connie and Linda, now that we can talk. And I don't have to be afraid anymore. Good night, guys.
I know.